Alright guys, so here we are with the Z28 Lamborghini Orange. So far today we got all the parts on order that are coming for it. And basically what we did today is we got everything stripped down of what's coming off the car. So we got the factory carburetor off, we got the fuel lines, the old fuel lines all ripped out. We got the gas tank down, the old fuel pump, everything's off, the fuel regulator. So now we got everything prepped, getting cleaned, ready for the new parts to get installed. We're just waiting for them to come in from Summit Racing. So as soon as they get here, they'll probably be here sometime next week. We're gonna get cracking on this build and make some good horsepower. So I'm pretty excited for that. Here, I'll just flip the camera, give you guys a little peek. This has the 502 Chevy GM Performance crate engine on the carburetor. We're gonna get a lot more reliability and performance out of the Holley Sniper, so that's going to be a huge plus and make it a lot more enjoyable for the owner of this car to take it out and cruise, eliminate cold start issues and so on. So it'll just overall make the car a lot more of a fun experience. It's got the nice retro style wheels, disc brakes, which looks like the big brake kit. See, he's got some black powder coated calipers, which is nice. See here, we got the gas tank, old gas tank out. This system, the current way this was all set up was we had our tank here and we had no return going to the tank from the carburetor. Went right back into the regulator. So instead of taking this old tank from the 80s and letting it drain and put a bulkhead fitting for our EFI return, we figured it'd just be best to get a brand new Holley Sniper tank with the built-in 400 LPH fuel pumps and call it a day. It's got the built-in leveling sensor, so when that shows up, guys, we will show you and do an unboxing video of that. Alright, so here we have our nice powder coated tank. We don't ever have to worry about this thing rusting out. It's got a nice looking finish here. So basically this thing comes with the fuel pump sending unit. Also comes with the leveling sensor, which have to be installed. And then here's our vent port on the tank. Super lightweight, very nice piece here, supplied by Holley. And one thing about this tank, it does not have an actual one-piece filler neck. It does come with a filler neck. It goes with a hose to another metal pipe that will be our filler neck, so it does allow for some adjustment, which is a nice feature to this tank. It also comes with some black powder coated gas tank straps. So compared to the old tank you guys just saw in the previous clip, huge improvement here. So let's get this stuff installed, wired up, and get it in the car ready to run some nice premium fuel through this thing. Alright, so here we have our sending unit, which is nice. I believe these are 1/4-inch NPT female threads, which I did order the fittings. They will be coming in here later today from Summit Racing. So we'll be able to basically go from NPT 1/4-inch to barb. So we'll be able to put our fuel injection hose right on the feed and the return, which will make it a breeze. Here we have our Walboro fuel pump, which it is a real genuine Walboro, but they do relabel it as the Holley Sniper. So this thing is capable of handling about 700 horsepower, which this car is equipped with the 502 GM crate engine, which kind of rated was at 502 cubic inch, 502 horse. So this thing will be making the adequate power to be able to support this fuel system. So we'll have more than enough fueling needed for this car. Alright, so we got the fuel pump installed on the sending unit. Very clean. They use a very high pressure hose right here. So here's what we have. We got the nice clean fresh sock on it. So we are ready to drop this in. Boom! There it is. Gold Sniper. You got the built-in fuel injectors, designed to go on a 4-barrel type flange. I believe it's 4140. And here you have it. We got our throttle linkage and lever right here. Got all our harnesses, and that's pretty much about it. This thing does a lot for the size. So over off to the right of me, we got the little screen that everything is ran off of, and you can see all your parameters such as coolant temperature. You could hook up oil pressure, RPM, air fuel ratio. So that's going to be mounted somewhere in the car. Not really sure where yet, but we will figure that out when we get there. Another cool feature is it comes with the wideband O2 we're now running. So this will be either drilled in or welded in. We're probably going to end up welding a bong on and running that. And then this comes with, let's see, I think this is for our fan. Oh no, this is our main harness with the relay for our fuel pump coil, all that good stuff. This right here is for the fans. So another cool thing about this is it's designed to work with electric fans. So we can, control our electric fans through the EFI system, which is nice. And yeah, that's pretty much about it. Any questions? The instructions do a really good job of explaining how to install this kit. We have done quite a few of them, so we are pretty familiar with them, so we'll be able to get it installed pretty quickly. But any questions that you would run along as far as installing one of these, they do a great job of explaining. Also, Holley has a really good support team. If you do run into any other questions, we got our vacuum nipples here so you could tee off any of your vacuums for accessories, gauges, whatever you need to run. So there's 3 of them. Or even a lot of these cars, older cars that these go on, run the vacuum powered brakes. So there's a bigger port right there that's going to be able to allow you to run your vacuum brake. So there you have it, guys. Let's get this thing on the car, and we'll get her fired up in a breeze. Alright guys, so I just literally went around like a madman looking for this gasket for the fuel injection, and it's not, like, literally nowhere to be found. I cannot find the gasket. So I just called up the parts store. It's just your regular flange gasket for carbureted, almost all Chevy, Ford, all these intakes. So I got one on the way. A little frustrating because I really wanted to put this thing on and start going while I got Jason in the back wiring up installing the tank and running all the fuel lines and wiring it up. But I guess I can start plumbing our wiring and electronics to our fans, run our relays, run right into our HEI distributor, and go from there. But meanwhile, I'll go ahead and take our EFI right here and just kind of mock it up on there so you guys can get a feel of how it's going to look. So we are using our factory studs, and just as I thought, it literally just sits right on there like that. Super easy. Now this hood is very low profile, so we did have to get a low profile air filter to be able to clear. You can already see that we do have a cutout here where they had to modify the hood for the air cleaner to fit, because this is a lot larger and taller of an engine than factory. I didn't look, but if it doesn't have the poly mounts, it probably should, because the poly mounts do actually bring the engine down quite a bit and allows us more clearance up at the top. But yeah, guys, we're gonna get busy. We got a lot of wiring to do, so today's gonna be a good day. Here you have it, another close-up. Like I said, it's not bolted down yet. It's just mocked up. I'm waiting for the gasket to come, but this gives you an idea of how we're looking. Z28, that's cool. That's where you put gas? Where do you put gas? What? Uh-oh, that's not supposed to be there. So if you're wondering why the audio is not matching up with my lips right now, that is because we lost audio somehow on the GoPro mic. So basically what's going to happen is I'm just going to let the camera flip, and I'm going to explain to you the install on the EFI. So here we have it bolted on top of our intake. It has built-in fuel pressure regulator as well as built-in injectors. So here we go to the other side showing some of the wiring. It's pretty straightforward. We got our main relay, and then we got a nice fuse, and then it goes to power, ground, and then there's a few other wires. One runs to our distributor for a tack signal. Here there was a burnt power wire that was laying on the header, so I secured it with some P-clamps and repaired the wire. And then we have a look here at our coolant temp sensor.
which goes right to the E-dash, and then there's our factory wire for the coolant temp that goes to the factory dash. We're going to put a fitting there with the sensor into the water pump, so it'll still work on the dash. Here we have a look over where our TAC signal goes into on the HEI distributor, which has a built-in coil on top. Pretty nice piece right there. We ran it nicely inside the cabin. Showing here is our throttle and detent cable, which we had to order a special mounting bracket from Mr. Gasket. I can put the part number in the description. It works for all small block, big block applications. We're waiting for that to come currently at the moment, so it mounts right to that poster on the back of the EFI. It is spring loaded already, so you don't have to worry about running like an auxiliary spring like you would probably have to on a carburetor. And then we have our wideband O2 wire, which will be generating our air-fuel ratio, which is super important. That runs down the driver's side bank, and we'll be installing that and welding that up shortly. But here you have it, guys. We're going to take it to the back. We're first going to show you the nice LCD screen E-dash, which I mounted there. You can mount it anywhere inside the cabin that you would like. I've seen guys get pretty creative with it and custom, but right there is nice. It would be nice for the owner to see all his vitals. Here we have Jason laying on his lovely creeper. He's installing the fuel filter, which I know was giving him some trouble at the time. So we're getting the tank wired up and everything done. There you have our vent we decided to put there. There was already a hole in the trunk where they had the wiring coming for his previous setup. So we are installing the filter in place of that just to give the tank proper ventilation.
All right, guys, here is our wideband O2. This is what's going to be welded to the exhaust. Basically, the beneficial side of running a wideband compared to a carburetor and jets and all that boring stuff is it accurately will give us our correct air-fuel ratio, and also the car will not run as rich as far as exhaust fumes go, especially being that we have a nice modern style evap vent system going on here. So let's get the welder busted out and get this thing welded into our exhaust, and we'll give you guys a better look there. There is two different options to put this on. It does come with the clamps. Personally, we don't like the clamps. We're going to weld it one and done. We don't have to worry about a clamp breaking and the O2 falling on the ground and dragging the street. And
yeah, the setups that they give, they leak really bad.
Yeah, plus exhaust leaks, huge factor right there. So good point. We're going to just weld it in so we have no exhaust leaks, never worry about it having to come down, because I doubt this car will ever go back to a carburetor. So here you have it. We have made it to the very most important part of the install. The one thing that will allow everything and all the hard work that was just done to not work, and that is fuel. We have 93 octane BP racing fuel. And we're waiting for Jason over here to bring us a funnel, and it's getting 5 gallons, and that's just to get it running. And after we get it over running, get over to the gas station, and we will fill the tank up, our new Holley Sniper tank. Now let's have a look at it. So here she is. Just a little note, guys, I want to bring you guys over here and just show you what was done on the fuel lines, and you guys should always keep this in mind and take precaution. So we did run this high temp sheathing over the fuel lines because you see there is about 2-inch clearance between the headers and the lines. Now this is something that didn't have to be done, but for safety measures and precaution, you guys should do this anytime you have any sort of fuel / brake line close to exhaust or headers or anything that gets hot in the engine. So now we're just waiting on our nice little bracket for the throttle, and we are ready to fire, guys. So fingers crossed, and I'm hoping for a nice clean startup and set our base parameters in the tune, and we will get this baby on the street. Luckily today is a super nice day. It's about 50, high of 51 here in February. So today would be the perfect day to go ahead and get this thing on the street and do a little test and tuning and play with our self-adaptive learning features, which is super easy. Anybody could do it, and that involves just driving the car. So the Snipers are nice because they are self-learning. So You don't have to be any tuning type of wizard to mess and play with these kits, and it'll get you a very nice tune. If you're looking to go further, yes, you can get it dyno tuned to get your maximum horsepower out of the vehicle, but just for street driving, the self-adaptive learning feature is great, and it'll get you running safely where you want to be and still making great amount of power. All right, let's do it. Look at that. Like a brand new 81. Very nice. That's screaming. So go ahead on over here. Check out our E-dash, check out the vitals and see how she's running. So you can see here, guys, let me get a little bit closer of an angle. Hopefully you can capture all this. We got our coolant temp, air fuel ratio, which is pretty good right now. You can see we're still in closed loop here. So we are in no learn. As soon as she gets warmed up, she'll go throw into open loop and it will go into a self-learning mode. We got good, pretty good RPM right now for a cold start. I'd like to see probably like 850, 900 at idle. And our battery voltage is looking good, guys. So let her warm up and we'll go from there, and then we'll be able to get this thing on the road and go for our first test drive, and we're super excited. So we'll see you guys on the street. It's raining right now, so we got to hopefully this weather goes away so we can go out and play. Alright guys, so there you have it. That is the 1981 Camaro Z28 EFI Holley Sniper gas tank install. So far I've been driving around for about 15-20 minutes. The car is running absolutely great. This 502 is a monster, very torquey. So I'm very pleased with the installation. I hope this was very helpful to any of you guys looking to convert your carbureted cars over to fuel injection. There's multiple different companies on the market that make a solid fuel injection kit for a good alternative to carburetors. There's Phytech, Holley, but like I said, on a street car, most of the times we're on the Holley, and I got nothing but good things to say about it so far. So there you guys have it, and we'll see you at the next video. Remember to like, share, comment, subscribe, and peace.